Well, South Africans woke up to the sad news of the passing of one of the entertainment industry's pioneers, Mbongeni Ngema, who was tragically killed in a head-on collision on his return from a funeral in Lusikisiki. Ngema, best known for writing and directing the award-winning Sarafina and Woza Albert, amongst others. Tributes have been pouring in as industry colleagues and friends pay their tributes and share their loving memories of Ngema. To unpack the life of this South African icon, we welcome Sello Maake Ka-Ncube, veteran thespian. All right, we are awaiting for Sello Maake Ka-Ncube to join us. Sello, tragic news. What was your reaction when you first heard of Ubaba Ngema's tragic passing?
You know, death always shocks, and especially when it is, not expected. If somebody maybe, for instance, has been ill and they've been in hospital, somehow there is a way that you kind of, expect it. But even if when you expect it, the fact that it has happened and that you're not going to be able to say hi to that person, it really, 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 leaves you stumped, and that's what, happened when I first heard the news. I mean, I was completely stumped and, your mind starts going back and realizing, that, hey, we are not here permanently in this life, And I then when it comes to Mbongeni, it actually becomes a thing of, you remember moments that you have spent and shared with a man, I was shocked. I don't want to lie. I was really, really shocked.
Look, you have obviously worked with the late icon, as you've just shared now. Please share some of your works and experiences together.
I first saw Mbongeni in Gibson Kente's play called Poor Mama and the Load, and he was playing such a very, and now, after, coming to know Mbongeni, you just realize that it was just so Mbongeni, the part, how, the way he played the part. And at that time, I was still, doing my, I think, standard 9 or standard 10 then. And then later on, I went and joined Gibson in 1981, and we kind of crossed paths because at that time, they had approached the Market Theatre, Barney Simon at the Market Theatre, the founder of the Market Theatre, the late Barney Simon, with an idea that they wanted to do a play. And the idea was based on a simple premise. What would happen if Jesus Christ came to South Africa? And them with Barney started weaving this nice little satirical fable that they, presented, and it went on to become an international hit, and I remember seeing it. I think that very year I remember I was doing my matric. I went to watch the play. It was playing at Black Chain in Deep Kloof. I actually, in order for me to actually see the play, I had to save my pocket money that I was given to go to school, and saved it in order to buy myself a ticket, to be able to a train ticket to go to Johannesburg, Soweto, to go and see the play. And I was bowled over when I saw that place. And I remember thinking, ooh, I wish one day I could act in that play. And, they say careful for what you wish for. Yeah. Because then in 1985, I get approached, to come and do Woza Albert.
Very interesting.
So, inadvertently, he somehow, almost, handed me the baton in a way, And from there, that was, I look at it as the relaunch of my career.
Look, we often hear in Sello that, of course, industry greats such as yourselves are never recognized and given their flowers while still alive. I know you're quite vocal in this regard after GQ magazine finally bestowed and honored you as an icon of the year for your contribution to the arts. Tell us, why do you think this still persists?
It's actually even deeper than that. I mean, it's not that, when whatever we are doing, we actually just want to be celebrated and, being given accolades. We actually are more happier when we work, and somehow it has actually kind of become that when you reach a certain age, somehow the industry begins to kind of make you obsolete, And that's where, for me, that is where the problem is. And sometimes people think that we just want handouts. We don't want handouts. You know, we want to, if the government could just create a conducive environment, and that's what the government is supposed to do. Absolutely. You know, and in all aspects of life, you know, all sectors of life. And, you know, the government somehow it is failing not only us, but I think the whole nation. Because when you go into the economical, entrepreneurial space or in other industries, you find that the government is not creating a conducive environment for people to be able to work. And we don't want handouts. We just want to work. We want to live.
And finally, in closing, Tate Sello, your message to the Ngema family, his fans, his colleagues in the industry.
You know, and we are crying with them. And my condolences, you know, to the family, to Bontla. You know, we have lost an exceptional man. You know, I got reminded of the poem by Stephen Spender today, you know, where there's this line where it says, born of the sun, he traveled a little while towards the sun and left the vivid air signed in his honor. So his honor is signed in the vivid air.
Tate Sello, thank you so much for those contributions. That is Sello Maake Ka-Ncube, veteran thespian, on the passing of Mbongeni Ngema.